Good morning, TGIF, Black Friday. How's everybody this morning? We made it through the week. I've got my coffee. It's 8 o'clock, usual time. Doing good. Let me take off my headphones here. I don't need these on anymore. Welcome. It's Black Friday. I guess I just put a poll up. I guess before we say that though, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see who's here. We'll say hi. But I just wanted to also say, if you're watching this on the replay, we do go live Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to about 9 a.m. Pacific time. So it'd be great to have you join along. Subscribe to the channel. You get notified. The streams will get posted, and you can hopefully join on live. Got a good crew of people that typically join in. Most of us from Canada. We did have actually our first, I think our first or second U.S. visitor yesterday. So that was nice. Our American friends are welcome. Different terms, but we always kind of get through that. So let's see who's here this morning. First, always seems to be first is Candace. Welcome, Mountain Finance. New thumbnail. Yeah, Black Friday shopping. Black Friday. We'll get into that as we go. MC is here. Welcome back as always, and Stan's here. The crew, a lot of the early regulars. So it's great to have you. Happy Friday, for sure. It's a rainy, kind of dreary Friday here, but that's okay. I'm in working all day anyway, so it's not missing out by not getting outside. And Brian's here. Good morning, Brian. Welcome. Let me have a sip of coffee. Get going. It was funny when I was just about to start the stream. I was almost about to sneeze, but then so I'm going to probably get to mute myself in a minute if that sneeze comes back. Yeah, so it is Black Friday. Subdued. It seems to be kind of a subdued day on the market. Yesterday, U.S. market was closed, but I did buy my. Obviously, the live stream knows about this before anybody that follows the regular videos on the channel. I did purchase my. I guess we'll let the cat out of the bag. I did purchase for my 100th update video. I did purchase 100 shares of Div, diversified. So that happened. That was good. I got it. It's up a little bit in price, so I should have probably bought it a bit earlier in the day, I guess. But just from getting around to it, it was happy. So happy about that. It's nice to see. It was maybe a bit more than I was wanting to transfer right away into my TFSA, but I'm happy I did. So thanks everybody for that suggestion. I think that's going to be a great suggestion, and I think we should get some dividends coming through for that one. So that'll be nice. That'll be nice to see going forward. We'll see if I add. Maybe I'll use that as like the one. I'll roll in as usual. I'll try and roll in dividends. The 100 shares won't give me enough quite to buy a new share, but I'll top it up as usual and then keep it rolling. So thanks everybody. That's much appreciated. I'll do a bit more info on that. I'll do a video in my update video when I have to do it. I'll probably get the update video up over the weekend, because Wealthsimple always has that weird thing when you do a deposit. You probably notice that when you go into your when you're looking at your portfolio, you do your deposit and then it makes it look like you're up big time. And then but what happens is it like reconciles, and like the day after it looks like you're down big time, and you're just like, what the heck's happening? But you're not. It's just the way it reports is kind of off a little bit, I guess, before it has to. I don't know what it does. So usually the day after, I can do my update and it'll actually be reconciled. So after the market kind of closes today and gets into tomorrow, we'll see how that goes, because it looks like I'm at a huge loss today, but I'm not on that mark. Yeah, hopefully not. I don't think so. It looks a good one. That's one thing about the channel. I think everybody I'm learning, right? Everybody's kind of learning. I know, but there's a lot of some good suggestions. Not to say take everybody's suggestions for buying certain stocks, but I think you steered me in the right direction with that one. So that was appreciated. Yeah. So we'll get the monthly dividends coming through and just keep building slowly but surely, I think is the key. So I don't think I will regret it. It definitely doesn't look like a very, it's not a very volatile stock to have to stomach any ups and downs, or big ones anyways. So not too worried about that. It's almost kind of like maybe a buy it and forget about it a little bit and just keep rolling it through. So happy about that. So add it to the portfolio. So we're still up. Well, it's up, rounded that next number up. So it was good. Yeah. But it is Black Friday. I guess that's what we'll talk about today. Lots of sales out there, lots of temptation. That's what I'm noticing. I've been looking at you. It gets kind of annoying when you get bombarded. It seems like every company that you randomly have somehow got on their mailing list for email list is sending you something today for Black Friday, and it's like delete, 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 delete. So I'm trying not to be tempted to buy anything. I put a poll actually up on the community tab today if anybody's out shopping at it. I have a couple articles that I will share in regards to Black Friday and shopping, just to kind of see what people are doing. I'm not being tempted. Put your credit card in an ice block in the freezer, I think, is the best thing to do. Unless it's maybe you're tempted to pick up something for your portfolio. I don't know, but it is Candace. It's hard not to buy anything at all. That's the one thing to really look at, though, I find with Black Friday, and this is where it gets tempting for me, is a lot of these subscription stuff is really on sale. So if there's different, like I talked about it earlier in the week for on Adobe, because I use the Adobe subscription for videos, and I have the PDF. I use it for work as well, so I need it. And they always have good deals around Black Friday time. So with a lot of these online subscriptions things, when you sign up, like for example, I actually looked at StreamYard, but they don't appear to have any Black Friday kind of things, because that might even kind of tempt me, But there's a few other streaming products and stuff like that have Black Friday deals, and you're just like, oh, I want to get that, but sticking to my guns, not buying anything on Black Friday. But if you do have, like I said before, if you do have like some subscription stuff, check. Even if you have some existing subscriptions, it doesn't hurt to ask if you can get a bit of a discount on the next one. So okay, I guess let's go. If everybody's bought something, let me know. But so Brian did buy a stock, okay, in the market, have Black Friday. There you go, 100 shares of HYLD, high yield. That's awesome. Good for you. Good investment, as opposed to blowing it. And it's just what he wanted. There you go. Perfect. The gift that keeps on giving. And I know Candace is a Star Wars person. Yeah, like in certain comics, I think too. I'm not sure exactly what ones, but a Star Wars Lego piece that was 20% off. There you go. Lego's actually kind of fun. I gave it to the good thing about Lego is it's a good I find it takes your mind off kind of things, like doing a puzzle or something like that, right? But the problem with Lego is once you build it, you're kind of done. So I did a few years ago, because if you're looking for things to kind of keep your mind off certain things or whatever, Lego can actually be pretty enjoyable. And it's not easy. Some of them are fairly in-depth put together. So depending what you buy, and if you like them, if you like Star Wars, then that's awesome. But I had a few that I built, and then I gave it to my friend who has kids, and I'm sure they've probably ripped them all apart and built other things, which is fine. But it kept me busy for hours building that. That Lego, you always see the Lego store. I haven't been to a mall in a long time, but you see some of the malls that have those Lego stores, and they're like, it brings back the kid, because as a kid I had Lego too. But maybe, Candace, do you build the Star Wars ones? I guess, yeah, that's half the fun. But some people keep them all in boxes, right, and just collect them as we go. So Candace is looking for HYLD on Monday as part of a dividend capture strategy. Ex-divvy is Tuesday. Oh, there you go. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I know on the one I bought, obviously I missed the dividend date, which I think is the 15th. I'd have to double check, but I know I missed that. So we'll get next month's. I won't sell it. I'm just going to hang on to it. There you go. Good call. Afternoon. Morning for me, but good afternoon. No matter, I'm not sure where you are, Dan, but good afternoon, of course. And you have them on your shelf. You should get them in the background on your YouTube. That's what I'm going to work on. That's my I've got we can talk about this on our channel, but I've got a bit of my YouTube room is like bare walls, so I got to really get onto that, but slowly but surely. And you can have them all in the background. That's cool. Yeah, Star Wars is cool. If someone doesn't like, I'm always surprised when people haven't seen Star Wars or watched it. It's one of the ones you can watch all the time, over and over and over again. Anyways, Black Friday we're talking about. So it seems like the market, the market, it's a short day. It was all closed. Yes, U.S. market closed yesterday. Short trading day today. So it's looking at everything. It seems really kind of subdued. Doesn't seem like a lot of not much news coming out in terms of company news, that kind of stuff. Just because we'll go and but I have a couple articles we'll share on Black Friday just to kind of see what the sentiment kind of is out there. I got to share the screen, and it's kind of let's pull this up. So off to a quiet start. So this is what it kind of seems like Black Friday, like deals spread out, offers are matched online. It's true. Like you start to see, like, I remember we used to be big in Canada. Used to be like Boxing Day used to be the big day. I remember that, like going to this like A&B Sound back. This is like really gonna date me, but that used to be the big electronics sale on Boxing Day. People would line up like crazy, and that was kind of the big sale. But everything seems now like shifting online. So and it's almost like everything you get is all the sales sort of start the week before, and it's like Black Friday week. It all of a sudden becomes like not as much of an event, I guess. And that's kind of true. So just are people, I don't think people necessarily line up as much, get out to the stores, and because they can do online shopping, I guess. I could never be bothered to actually go to line up for hours to try and save something on something that I didn't need, just because it's on sale. But apparently people would. But it seems to be a little bit more subdued. Obviously, with inflation, stuff is harder for people to have the disposable income, and it seems like it's. I guess we'll kind of know. We'll know after all the numbers come out, but it's kind of saying here, like, for retail shopping, like, people aren't really biting on, like, stores are sitting on a lot of inventory, but unless they have a really, really good deal, like this article is kind of mentioning, which makes sense, like 70% off, that's when people will get enticed to it. But if you're just trying to get a discount of 20% or 30%, it doesn't really entice people. It doesn't seem like it entices people anymore to shop. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of happens with the numbers when they come in. And the one last question, I see your comments coming in, and we will get to your comments. Absolutely. There's been a few, but I just had one more article we'll share kind of on this Black Friday. I'm going to share this. And we just we did kind of talk about it just in this to the past article, but basically, let's pull it up. Inflation hovers, right? Like that's the big thing on people's mind, right? They don't necessarily have the money to spend. Some people like us are, but one thing it does mention, which isn't necessarily the greatest thing, obviously, is dipping into your savings to buy things, and also big buy now, pay later. So that's never good. But if you're maybe looking at, I think, tying this into portfolio and investing, what's that big one in Canada is go easy. Does it pay the small loans and stuff like that might be something to kind of look at, because people seem to be needing to go in that direction for things. But I don't know. I guess just don't be tempted by a sale on something that you don't need, unless you don't buy something. We've been talking about it for a while. I think it's a good time to keep your savings and not blow it. We'll get to your comments. So Haas, welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming by. I'll let people comment on that. You probably, if you missed at the very beginning, I did buy 100 shares of DIV. That will be shared later in my channel, but that was for me. That was me this week. That's all I purchased. But there's been a few other comments. Brian bought some HYLD. He bought 100 shares of that, and I think Candace or Sir Mountain Finance is buying HYLD on Monday. And if anybody else has bought anything today or this week, let me know. Let us know in the comments. It's always good to hear what people are kind of buying. Big sip of coffee. And it's a big Star Wars. So you can't. It's too big for the shelf. That's funny. Amazon warehouse coordinated strikes. I have not read that. Let's just see if I can find that, Mountain Candace. I know there was big. Oh, here we go. Let's pull that up. Good find. Let's pull that up. I knew there were some protests and stuff happening in China. I don't know what this. I have to read this article because I don't know what the reasoning for these protests are for. Let's pull this up and we'll share this. Good find. So German French sites on Black Friday. Let me just scroll down quickly in here. Why are they striking? Oh, for Pay, Amazon Pay. In Germany, they're working as normal, but what are they looking for? They're looking for, I'm gonna guess, more worker well-being. Oh, okay. I'll have to look more into that. Interesting. And wages, right? So they're looking for more money. That's usually the cause of a lot of causes of strikes or walkouts. Interesting. That'll see how that pans out. It looks like a good find, Candace. I think it just literally just kind of got posted. So we'll have to see what happens more with that as it comes through. If it maybe comes to other countries. I have a friend's husband that works in Amazon in one of the warehouses, and he liked it actually. He said it was good. He didn't have any complaints, but maybe that's changed now. He said it was busy, and especially during the times of like when Amazon has their like Prime Day, all the big sale days that they normally have. It can be quite busy, and during the Christmas time too, that he would work in the warehouse. But he seemed to said it was okay. But maybe different countries are different things. The big thing with Amazon they're starting to do is I think they're starting to make like a lot of like automation in those warehouses. There'll be a time probably when there's not even workers needed, which is kind of crazy to think about with that, very less workers picking goods for orders. I think a lot of it can be done in robotics now. So that's I think that's where the world is going. And MC, I've received a 50% Big Mac promo in my McD's app. I might buy a Big Mac for dinner since they have become so unaffordable at regular price. Yeah, Big Macs, and they don't fill you up. Is it me or I haven't been to McDonald's for a long time, other than to grab a coffee, in a drive-through or something like that on a road trip. But I don't really eat there. But I always remember because I don't really eat fast food much anymore. They seem to. Maybe I'm still growing, but they seem to be getting smaller. I don't remember them being. They seem as when you used to think of a Big Mac when you were younger, they seemed a lot bigger. It could be me, but McDonald's doesn't seem to fill you up. How much is a Big Mac now, MC? I'm not really sure how much they are. It's been so long, but I know it's not cheap. Like I remember probably the last like McDonald's you go with a couple people and you have and it's like ends up being like $25 for like two people, which is crazy when you think about fast food, because you think fast food should be cheap, and like to spend per person, you buy a combo and it's like $15 almost. That's not cheap. So use your coupon. They used to mail McDonald's used to mail out those coupons too. They probably have it all tied into their app now, but they used to mail out in the mail. Used to be able to get those coupon books, and that's probably like the last time I went. It's been a while. And Dan buying sold some CSAV. I'm not sure what that is. I'm gonna have to look. CSAV. Oh, okay. So high interest savings ETF. Okay. So you had some money in cash and then bought some HYLD. There you go. Good call. And is OMC, is Google hinting at layoffs too? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I think a lot of places have started laying off or are going to be, right? Especially in the tech space. Twitter was a big one, but Meta as well, layoff. Big Macs, clean me out. Yeah, how much? Although, what is it here? Big Mac combo. There we go. It's $11. I should go look next time I'm there. I'll go check it out. But I haven't had, fries are good though. But I haven't had a McDonald's for quite a while. And a $32 burger. That's just crazy. Where was that from? I'd be curious where you find a $32 burger. Hopefully that came with fries, at least. Hopefully. That's crazy. It's called Burger Priest. It must be in Ottawa somewhere. Okay. Well, that's the one thing. I mean, if you get a good burger, sometimes a burger, if you get a really good burger, it's tasty. Where I used to live, there used to be a pub that had, and I can't remember how much they were. They weren't a lot. They had certain days, like pubs will do. They have certain days. So each day is a certain special or something like that, and you could get like a burger that day. I think it was maybe $10. I can't remember how much it was. I want to say about $10, but it had like literally you could get it with everything on it, right? You could get bacon and cheese, and you could build your own. And it ended up being like giant, and it was a really good burger. It was a really good burger, and it had it always sounds weird, but if you have a fried egg on your burger, is good too. It had a fried egg and bacon and cheese and all that good stuff. A 2.5 pound patties, 2 stuffed portobellos, all sandwiched between 2 grilled cheese sandwich bun. That does sound good, actually. So a grilled cheese burger, I guess, with 2.5. Yeah, there's no way you ate that yourself. I hope. That sounds like you could share with. That sounds like you could share with somebody for sure. But that's crazy. You ate it all. Didn't move. That's crazy. I don't think I could eat that much. As we talk about burgers, I love how it always gets. Sidetracked. Kobe beef burger, and it was $50, 15. 8 times better than a Big Mac. Yeah, that's the cake. I've had Kobe beef before as well. It was very tasty, but I wouldn't go out of my way to have it all the time. It was on a vacation, and the restaurant, I was on a cruise years ago, and it had an Asian restaurant, Japanese restaurant that had Kobe beef as part of it, and it was really good. It was really good, probably the best sushi I've ever had. But no, I didn't. I mean, it was obviously included, and it was included in the price, so you pay for it, but you're not paying for it. But it was, yeah, it was really tasty. It was like eating butter almost, like so moist. Yeah, definitely different tasting. It was I forget what cut it was. It wasn't a burger or anything like that. It was like a cut. I think it might have been tenderloin, if I remember correctly. I have to look. But I remember smiling when I ate it. You know, when you get that food that's really good, and it makes you almost laugh. But I wouldn't want to know the price to buy Kobe beef now, especially. And that's all the news I had today. So if anybody has any other ones that they want to bring up, jump it into the comments. It's always good to hear. And it's crazy how we always get sidetracked talking about burgers. Now I want burgers for dinner, but I don't have any ground beef in the freezer, and it's not really barbecue weather today to make barbecue. barbecue stuff. Other than that, I think just kind of looking at things, it's pretty flat today on the market, but I think we'll end of the week decent, which is good, which is kind of nice. And ostrich, yeah, that I've had ostrich before too, a long time ago. I used to work in a hotel, and there was a big sounds crazy, it was like an ostrich convention, but it was like an ostrich uh, like farmers convention. So all the food that was prepared obviously had ostrich in it, and that's when we that's when I had tried it. It's different. It's not something I would necessarily go out of my way go to order either. If you've ever seen an ostrich egg, they're like that. They had ostrich eggs there, and yeah, it is kind of low. So it's hard to kind of get. I think that's what everybody's doing. I mean, I think the market's closed in an hour and a half roughly, so it's just really subdued, really subdued. So I think it's not really, you just kind of think people, because it's a part day for the States, and it just people just take the weekend off for the long weekend. Especially, it's kind of like what we do here. Everybody's out shopping, I guess. And MC, they actually did in the ballroom. They had them in like a couple of them there. They're crazy looking giant birds. That's for sure. That was years ago. Oh gosh, that's like, it had to be almost 30 years ago when this was. And they were trying, I think the Canadian farmers were trying to really boost up ostrich, which I don't know how popular it is now. It's not something you really hear about now, but at the time it was kind of popular. And average financier, yeah. So thanks for tuning in, coming in a bit late. Well, we did, yeah. We went over what we purchased, but I did purchase my dividend stock for episode 100, which will be posted. I'll film it tomorrow and get it out there. I did, which was good. It's always nice, yeah. And it's always, well, it hasn't gone. It's nice when you buy. Well, it's nice when you buy something and it doesn't drop right away. So it's in the green a little bit, which is always kind of good too. Because usually I buy something and like everybody, it's like you buy something and then the minute after it drops down, which is sometimes the case. But so it's nice, a little bit of green. And I'll get the dividend next month. I didn't hit the ex-dividend date this month, but next month we'll carry through. And so we'll have that posted on the weekend. I will get that up, so make sure you check that out. And I guess another update on the channel, just to remind everybody that we'll jump into MC's comment here first, then we'll talk about, we're obviously halfway through, so we're getting through the stream, but we'll update on what's happening with the channel as we go. That's a good question, because I was talking MC, so investing in, so I have started to buy Brookfield Asset Management, and because of the part of that money saving challenge, that was the stock I chose, but they are spinning off, and we were talking about that a little bit yesterday, because I haven't read into it, and maybe you could give some thoughts. I'm probably just going to keep investing in Brookfield Asset Management, because that's kind of what I decided to do, and I'm just doing the monthly, really small, like, well, it's not small, but it's taking my StreamYard subscription cost, putting it in Brookfield Asset Management as a fractional share. So I would love to know if you have more info on that. From my info, from my limited research on it so far, it's basically splitting off. It's not an equal split or anything like that, but for each particular number of shares of Brookfield Asset Management it will spin off and it'll go into Brookfield, what's it called? I have to pull this up because I can't remember what they're actually calling it. Brookfield. So it's going to be a 25% distribution in, what are they calling it? What it breaks off to? Sorry, I'm reading here. So it's going to trade as two different shares, BN and BAN, but what are they calling it? So Brookfield Asset Management will be renamed Brookfield Corporation, and the manager will be Brookfield Asset Management. So I have to figure out actually what I'm doing. So I'm probably going to be buying Brookfield Corp, I guess. I have to really read into that a lot more. So if anybody else has any insight on exactly what's happening, but so I'm gonna guess a portion of that will be split off. But of course, I don't know how the fractional share part of that will work, which is always kind of confusing too. Because if will they give you? They won't obviously give you a fractional share, but if it's traded fractionally through Wealthsimple, does it give you a fraction? I don't know. We'll see. We have to live and learn. And so you'll like follow first of the asset management firm. BAM is a great company, but it's like, I really don't know. I can't answer you. I guess I really have to figure out what kind of happens. But for me, I'll typically probably just for the sake of simplicity's sake, because I really don't have a big position in it, I'll just keep investing in the one that I have and see what happens. It's more of a challenge to save some money from my subscription to pull it over, and whether in a year I sell it and put it into something else, that might be probably what I do. We'll see what happens. I wish I had more info on that too. I have to really do a lot more reading on that. I just literally saw that kind of headline yesterday. I remember kind of reading rumors about it a little bit, but I guess they finally ironed out the dates. So we'll keep following it, I guess, and we'll get in the future. MC, we'll talk about it a bit more once everything kind of seems to start carrying through. So we'll have to see. Basically, have to see. And I'll pull that one up. We're trying to see if anyone wants to comment. I have nothing to input, but maybe someone will if they see your comment. But I will have to. I definitely will have to read a bit more about Brookfield as we go. We'll see what happens. I guess I'll find out soon enough what comes through. Okay, well, good to know. I copied those down, MC, of what you. I took a note of those, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's been like Brookfield Asset Management, very popular. So, but we'll see. I mean, I've been happy with it so far, but I guess maybe the run up is a little bit because of I'm going to assume probably because of the split off, right? I don't know. Again, I don't have a huge. I think my position in there is like $30, under $35. So I don't have a lot of skin in the game to not pay attention, but not to stress too much about what's in there, and we'll just carry on. I think I'll just carry on with the same. Obviously, if the name changes, but still carry on purchasing for the year. That was the goal. As we do, and there we go. That's really all the updates I had on the market. But on the channel update, I always like to say I'll have the 100th update over the weekend. But it's worth mentioning again. I'm going on a live stream with Candice from Mountain Finance. And I will get this posted onto the channel so everybody can set their reminders, because it's going to be at a different time. We're going to do a Saturday live stream. It's going to be 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern, and we're going to sit down, have a chat, talk about our YouTube channels, answer your questions about our YouTube channels, bit of background, how we got started. So it's a little bit different. It's not we're not going to. I'm sure we'll talk a bit about investing. It probably will go in that direction, but it'll be a bit more, I think, on just the back end, what kind of happens behind the scenes of YouTube. And we've been following each other for around the same time. Our channels kind of grew together, so I think it should be fun. That should be kind of a fun thing to kind of talk about. If anybody has questions, I'll post it on the community tab as well, so you can always drop questions in the comments. That way, if you're not maybe able to join live, we can always get to your question and answer those questions. So that should be fun. Yeah, and average lunch. I'm looking forward to it. It's fun. It's always fun to have someone else on the stream to talk about things. It's usually a good time, and it's usually a good conversation, because it starts in one direction and we always kind of goes in another, and hopefully we'll learn a few things. And I'm hoping I can learn a few things from Candace as well, on how she operates her channel, and just some ideas, and it's a benefit to everybody. So, and will I have a Santa? I can maybe get a Santa background. I don't actually own do I own a Santa hat? I think my Christmas decorations are at my mom's. I think I left them there. I think I hid them in the hopefully she won't be watching, but I put a bunch of stuff in her attic because I was staying with my mom for a while, helping her out, and I had moved some stuff there, and I didn't want to move it back to so it's hidden in her attic. And I think I put the box of Christmas decorations in there too, and but she'll never go up there, and I don't have to worry about them. But I'll have to double check. I might have a hat. We'll have to see. At least I'll get the background, and it will be festive. Yeah, I guess starting December, because it's December, might as well change the background. Maybe we'll change the fireplace to a Christmas fireplace. I do have the Christmas fireplace ready to. There's going to be a Christmas fireplace running on Christmas Day, so you'll be able to tune in to the channel to watch the Christmas log all day, and you can join that. I don't know if I'll post it on Christmas Day, or maybe starting December 1st, we might just fire that video up, so you can view it anytime. But we'll have two, Christmas music and just the fire log if you want to hang out. And then on Christmas Day, I had no plans to jump on live for Christmas, but we'll see what happens. I know last year I think Candace did a live stream Christmas Day. And yeah, I'm always kind of with the Christmas spirit. I am a little bit bah humbuggy, but I usually get into it at the last minute. I'm like a late festive spirit. Usually the last week. So, and we'll see. So she is a live stream over Christmas. There you go. You can pop in. Yeah, I don't know where. I'm still figuring out. This is the thing with me with Christmas. I always kind of leave it to the last minute, and figure out where I'll have to be with family, or where. I hate to plan that kind of stuff. I always think it seems like it's so she's a morning. There you go, morning live stream, afternoon for festive stuff. Festive meaning probably rum and eggnog. I'm gonna assume, maybe. And turkey. There we go. So that's all the update I had for everybody today. Is Friday. We've been going already 40 minutes, which is awesome. So we usually go 45 minutes on the channel, and there's always these questions that come in as I start to turn around. But we'll see. Go jump on a call. Get to work. Yeah, I have work starts as well for me at 9 o'clock. So thanks for joining in again. We'll catch you in the next one, which will be posted on Monday. And MC. Smart purchase CIC, good call. I think that's not a bad thing. Yeah, rates are signed. Rates. We're thinking probably 25 basis points or 50 basis points. I think a few people are predicting 50. A few people are predicting 25. So you might be able to maybe wait till after December 7th. I think we're guaranteed something, MC, to go up on December 7th. It's just how much is the big if. I think signs are maybe pointing a bit towards 50 basis points. So you might kind of might be worth waiting for that, and go with a GIC when the time comes. After that, I think everything's kind of pricing in 50 basis points from what I've been reading. So you're probably safe to not have to jump into, wait till towards the end of the year. Obviously, depending what you're putting it into too, though, like if it is for check if it's TFSA, because you can have a GIC in your TFSA. Make sure if you're not up to your limit or whatever, you buy it before then, because it resets the next year. But you still have contribution room, I guess, but this is depending where you're at, right? And your planning is. Also for RSPs, there's that to think about. I don't know if it's for RSP or if it's just cash or unregistered, but make sure you just double check your dates. Although RSPs you have until at the end of February, right? Yep, yeah, the end of February. You can still put stuff in there, but it's the TFSA that's resets on January 1st. So depending where you are for room there, GICs. Yeah, I think a lot of people have been really talking about. A lot of people are talking about GICs I know on Twitter, and a lot of people are mentioning. I know from reading that. I don't have any GICs, but this is something to be said. I mean, the rate, what you're making over 5%. I think you're close to 5, if not over 5 now, for even a short-term GIC we looked at. So nothing wrong with that. Or maybe go long-term too. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just possibly locking in for that long might be not necessarily everybody's cup of tea. So there we go. Well, that's all the updates I had for everybody. So it's a Friday. It's a short trading day. I've got not too much work today, which is okay so far. It's but always things can always kind of change on Friday. So as we look, yeah, it's just over 5, right? For EQ. EQ is a good one. I think Tangerine has some decent ones too. Also check out, is it Home Capital has some decent GICs too. It really depends. I mean, if you bank with EQ, then that's the thing. It's kind of like, do you go somewhere else, look somewhere else, and keep it? Sometimes you forget, like, not forget where your money is, but if you have too many things, it's just kind of more to track. Whereas if you have somewhere where it's usually the online banks that give you the better rates, right? Because they don't branches to have to pay the rent on, literally. And you go to, say, Tangerine or something, and if you bank with Tangerine for something, it's more in one place. And EQ Bank might be your bank, so it kind of makes sense, instead of chasing out 5 basis points somewhere. Probably doesn't make the huge difference to have to sign up for a new account and everything else. It'd be interesting to see if Wealthsimple ever gets GICs. I don't know if they're going to go that direction. That might kind of work. I think they always want to get people more invested in their invest side, where they make the fees, right? But we'll see how that goes. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Oh, and I did not know that you can get them through different financial institution. That's interesting. TD, that's good. Thanks for sharing that. I don't have TD direct investing. I just use Wealthsimple, but that's good to know. Then you can look. So could you, in theory, buy EQ Bank through TD direct investing, I guess? Is that what you were kind of mentioning? And you just said it. There we go. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Then you don't have to literally have an account, sign up for an account somewhere else and lose track of stuff. Good call. Learn something on every live stream, which is awesome. So thanks, MC. Always appreciate with that. That's good. That's good for people to know, because I didn't know that, and maybe some other and that's exactly it. You don't need to move stuff in and out. That's the biggest thing. You kind of move stuff in and out, and it's not necessarily getting it out and in. Sometimes just getting it back out. It's always a pain, and you gotta just whatever. If you close your account, like sometimes it's just easier to keep everything in one, more or less 1 or 2 places. I find that just works well for me. It's always a pain to shuffle stuff around. If you can avoid it and still make a decent, rate on a GIC, do it. That saves you time, and time is money. I don't know. That's what I find. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We're at the end. We're towards the end here. So I just want to thanks again everybody for tuning in. I will have the update video on the weekend, so you can catch that 100 stock update, but you know what it is already, but that's okay. You can always watch the update videos in the channel. So we will have that, show how the portfolio is doing. We will have a live stream scheduled for Monday. We'll get that up. And then again, don't forget, I can't believe it's already going to be next Saturday. Sorry, not tomorrow. the following Saturday with Candace on a live stream together. So that is good. It's going to be a busy week of live streams. Hopefully we end the market a bit quiet today, but hopefully we end it in the green. Hopefully your portfolio will be in the green, and we'll leave it at that. Got a couple comments. Have a great weekend. Have a good weekend, Candace. Thanks for joining. MC, as always, thanks for joining. Have a good weekend, everybody. And thanks to everybody who's watching. If you are watching this on the live right now and you aren't subscribed, and you just double check down below that you're subscribed, and then before we sign off, we'll leave with the fireplace. But make sure before you check out is make sure you do hit that like button. It always helps out the channel, and it's really appreciated. That's all, everybody. Have a great Friday, and have a good weekend.